Finding greatest common factor. First, we want to start with what greatest common factor is. So when we break down the three words in that, we have greatest, which here does not mean best. It means largest. Okay? And then we have common. Something you have in common is something that you share. So that's the largest shared factor. And a factor is just a number that divides evenly into another number. Okay? And we get that idea. So we can find the greatest common factor for two numbers or three numbers, but you need to have more than one number to find the greatest common factor. So you're looking for the largest shared number that's going to divide evenly into two numbers. All right, so let's start by the first method that you probably learned, which is factor listing. And factor listing is really good because there's kind of an organized method that we can go about doing that. And so if we take the number 45, for example, what we would do is we would start by listing organized pairs. So we start with 1 times 45, and then the next one we know is 3 times 15. I skipped 2 because 45 is an odd number. 4 won't work, so then we do 5 times 9, and then we could check 6 doesn't work because it's an odd number. I know 7 times 7 is 49. 7 doesn't go into 45. 8 won't work, and then we're back at 9, and we're kind of going back around here again. So we know we're done with the factors of 45. If then we take the number 63, okay, we would do 1 times 63, and then 3 times 21. 4 doesn't work, 5 doesn't work, 6 doesn't work, 7 works. 7 times 9, I know 8 doesn't work, and now we're back at 9 again if we're going up our numbers, and we're done. And what we're looking for is the largest number that is on both of these lists. So we have a 1 on both lists, we have a 3 on both lists, and we have a 9 on both lists. And since 9 is the largest number, then we would say that 9 is the greatest common factor of 45 and 63. So here are two numbers that you can try listing the factors for yourself to find the greatest common factor. You should pause the video here and work out your solution, and then you can click play to go to the next page and see if you were correct. So here I have all the factors of 60 and 108, and I'm looking for the largest one that's shared on this list. And when I search through the numbers, what I find is 12. There are lots of other common factors. 1, for example, 2, 3, 4, 6 are all common factors, but the greatest common factor here is 12. That's the largest number that's on both lists. So a second way to do this, if you know about prime factorization, is to do find the common primes. So what we do is we separate the two numbers by a comma, and we draw this upside down birthday cake underneath. If you're not sure about this, you can watch the prime factorization video. First, we're going to pick a prime number that goes into both of these numbers. So I'm going to choose the number 2, and then we're going to divide into each of them. So 2 goes into 20 10 times. I write the 10 under the 20, and 2 goes into 56 28 times. I check those two numbers and say, do they have another common prime factor? And they do. They have 2 again. So I'm going to divide 2 out of those numbers. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 2 goes into 28 14 times. And now I'm checking these bottom two numbers here that I got as my quotient. What I notice is there are no more common factors among those numbers other than 1. And since I'm done finding the common factors, I can stop there. And all I need to do now is take this 2 times 2 over here. First we took out one factor of 2, and then we took out another factor of 2, and then I just multiply those two numbers. 2 times 2 is 4, so 4 is the greatest common factor of 20 and 56. So you're going to give this method a try here, same as before. You're going to try to use this new way of doing it, and you can check your answer on the next page. Make sure you pause before you go forward so you can try it yourself. And here's the solution of the greatest common factor of 60 and 96. You'll notice that I stopped down here when there were no more common factors between 5 and 8 other than 1. And so over here on the left-hand side, I have 3 factors that I divided out. First I divided out a 2, and then another 2, and then another 3. And all I need to do is multiply these together. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 3 is 12. So my greatest common factor here is 12. And that's it. Feel free to go back and review again, or to try out some more problems by picking some numbers for yourself, and you can always ask me in class if you have any questions.